gentlemen, I'm John Gray, and we're just plain living here.
Yes, we are. Good morning, John. I'm Peggy Burton. I'm glad to be here with you.
That's our buddy, the one that adds credibility to the set, Miss Peggy Burton.
Well, you're mighty nice. I wonder often why I'm here.
It's true. It's the truth.
We've had a busy week.
There's been a lot going on, and if you're watching this, well, whenever you're watching this. Tonight, on Tuesday night at South Jackson, there's dancing.
There's lots of dancing and lots of musicians at South Jackson for the folk festival.
And if you're watching this, you're missing that.
And someone asked me if it was inside. Yes, it's inside, and starts at 7 o'clock. It only costs $5. Bring your mom and them and everybody.
All of them, kids.
Every one of them.
Let them see what it's like in other countries, how they have fun and. Their art and their creativity.
Well, I give credit to the Murfreesboro Folk Society that has kept this up. Now, they didn't do it for 3 years, so now we're in their 40th year, and it's quite a celebration. There'll be lots of music, there'll be USA, there'll be lots of things.
Yep.
So come on down.
It won't do any good because it's happening now.
It's happening.
Right now, while you're watching this.
Now, as we speak.
Or it was 2 days ago.
What time does it air on
This airs at 6:30.
Okay. Well, if it's 6:30, turn off your TV and go to South Jackson. Pull out $5 and sit down.
Don't tell our sponsors we said that.
Oh, whoops.
Turn off your TV. Move to the country.
I know it.
Build me a home. Plant a few peaches. Plant a little garden. Grow a lot of peaches. Try to find Jesus on your own.
Oh, good job.
I forget who did that song years and years ago.
Well, my ears are full of country right this minute.
Yeah,
we're doing
the
country
auditions. Had the tryouts this
Auditions
weekend.
are finished, to my knowledge. I left last night at 8 o'clock, so I didn't realize you were there till 10.
I was there sitting in the front room. I got over there about 7, and I got home about 10, so I got out of there about.
That's all right.
I got out of there about 9. I guess 9 to 4:10.
They didn't hold you captive too long.
No, I mean there were a lot of people. There were a lot of wonderful people trying out.
We
and
were
that's
having
great.
computer problems, and Samantha's such a genius. You know, she does everything on the computer, and we got started late. But
when was it supposed to start? 5?
6.
6, yeah.
Started at 6:30.
So I left here about 7, and when I walked in over there, people were backed up.
I know.
And guess what we did?
What'd you do?
We had so much fun. We had Jim Sartain and Marilyn Harris and Randy Fincham.
So y'all wrote songs?
And we just sat in there and started singing songs. And Jay Smith. Mm-hmm. And then Luann came in, who was Nolan, now Siler.
Right. She's a wonderful person.
And, you know, she stood there and she said, she just came up and hugged everybody. And she said, y'all just really don't know how wonderful this place was to me last year when I came in here, brand new, didn't know a soul in the world. Had my daughter had some health problems and there were things going on in my life, and y'all just embraced me and brought me in. She said, I'm just so proud to be here, you just don't know.
Good. She's a really nice lady.
And that's what it is. It's a family reunion. Shoot, everybody you see, everybody's hugging everybody, and it's once a year that a lot of those people see each other.
Right.
And anyway, we put a show on, folks.
It's coming up in August.
Yep, 3 day show.
Right now, I want you to come to see the folk festival. You don't have much time.
No, you missed it. If you're not gone, you missed it.
I think that.
But there's all kinds of stuff going on.
There's so much going on, I can't breathe down there.
I was really pleased. I went over to South Jackson last night to the tryouts, and I went where it usually happens, and that's in the office, the annex behind the office. And there was a room full of people, and there was nothing but kids in there. The front parking lot was full.
Those people were, I think, rehearsing for the Broadway review.
No, Broadway review was on the stage. They were in the auditorium.
Oh, that's right. They were on the stage. It was the
a kid show of some sort.
Well, I thought it was Midsummer Night's Dream, but
might have been.
Might have been something
know.
else.
And then back in the Donna London Hall, there was country. The building was full. What I want to say is South Jackson, where you could just almost see it breathing as you went down Jackson Street.
In the courtyard, I believe, was Midsummer Night's Dream. We're doing Shakespeare, and so there's something going with children, adults, and a lot of people all the time.
The whole building was full.
The building was full.
And there wasn't anything on stage. It was just people preparing to go on stage, and how wonderful is that?
Well, it keeps a lot of people off the street, and we hope that they come and see other things besides themselves. You know, it's important to get an audience as much as it is to get people on stage.
Sure.
And I would like to see people coming for different types of entertainment, whatever makes them happy. Yeah.
But if you've got that many people on stage, Mom and them's going to fill that auditorium.
That's true.
You know, so, hey, there's something I want to say something about is our seafood place that's down on Lincoln Street as a selling shrimp and fish and stuff like that, have opened up their business downtown and opened their restaurant. And they've been working on that for several months. And
so they're doing seafood.
Yes. Oh, and the dishes are outstanding. I went by there to go in the other night, and it was lined up.
Where are they located?
Right next to the American Legion.
Okay.
Down the street.
Street.
Yeah, on the front street.
Okay.
There, and the place was just packed, and everybody was having fun.
That's great.
Eating fresh seafood.
What a treat.
Yeah, downtown Tullahoma.
Nothing
and
better.
That's just one of the many things that's happening down there. So there's plenty of parking. You know, park somewhere else and walk. Tullahoma's a walkable place if you want it to be.
Well, if you'll make yourself keep walking.
Yeah, get out and walk. Do it.
I walk almost 2 miles every day.
You don't text me at 2 o'clock in the morning anymore. You sleeping better?
Because I'm passed out. I'm sleeping.
Hey, speaking about trying out for stuff, I'm gonna read this right here. It's called "Why Don't You?"
Okay, why don't you?
You say you can't find nothing to do. Well, if you ask me, it's up to you. This life is full of all kinds of fun. It's time to go out and get you some. Why don't you? Why don't you dance like James Brown's in you? Sing till you're out of breath. Give till you're empty. Love till you're full. Laugh till you wet yourself. Reach beyond the stupid things that haunt you. Why don't you? It's time to wear a different hat. Buy some crazy clothes. Write a brand new song using brand new notes. Stretch yourself and see how it goes. Why don't you? Why don't you step out of that box you're in? Bend some rules before you break. Leap without looking. Kiss and tell. Let yourself make a few mistakes. Reach beyond those stupid things that haunt you. Why don't you? Yeah, you need to reach beyond the stupid things that haunt you. Why don't you?
Why don't you? That's good, John.
Yeah. And it's the time of year for hunting some golf. Your husband Ralph loved to play golf.
He was on every golf course he could get on.
In the world.
He was on a lot of golf courses.
I got 14 sticks and a Naugahyde sack, matching head covers autographed by Jack. Titleist on the tee, McGregor's eye swing, hips explode like Elvis, baby, I'm the king. So every spare minute that I have off, I'm out on the short grass hunting some golf.
That's true.
I don't search for big bucks or squirrels in a tree. I trade a trophy bass for just one birdie, chasing a little white truant with no fur or feathers. no matter the season, no matter the weather. No antlers on the wall, no fish in the freezer. Trophies on the shelf, I don't have them either. Yes, I hunt golf because it's what I like to do. Never cared to learn how to cast or shoot. Don't need a boat or a truck to haul my kill. Just some clubs, a course, and a little bit of skill. A great drive, a long putt, a wedge close to the pin. No matter how bad I score, I'll go back again, hunting me some golf. Although I'm not very good, I can't resist the call. And I'll keep hunting some golf till I lose my last ball.
I love that. You know, I think this might be Mental Illness Month. And it made me think that everybody needs to pursue a hobby or a game or something that keeps their mind off of things that trouble them.
Yeah.
And golf is one of those
heavens,
things.
yes.
Fishing has got
Beautiful.
My brother-in-law loved to fish, and my father loved to fish, and just being out on that lake by yourself with the moon or the stars or whatever.
You know,
it's very special.
I was thinking one day, I was thinking about Shakespeare. I'd been reading something about Shakespeare and how those people, and I'm reading a book right now about Mark Twain.
Oh, I love Mark Twain.
And what real writers do to create the things that they create. And so I wrote this: crumpled sheets of paper by the trash can on the floor. Shaky script fills half a page as I try once more to pour my heart and soul out through this pen in every line. But even Shakespeare's finest work would end up just like mine, only words without you. Just more dreams and promises I can't get around to. I want you to still love me, and I need that to be true. But I want, I need, I love are only words without you. Shadows keep me company as I pace back and forth, searching for the perfect phrase I haven't used before. Hours of reflection at the mirror where you dressed, but all the wishes in the world won't change what I have left. Only words without you. Just more dreams and promises I can't get around to. I want you to still love me. I need that to be true. But I want, I need, I love are only words without you. Yes, I want you to still love me. I need that to be true, because I want, I need, I love are only words without you.
That's nice. Can I offer condolences to the family of John Wright?
Please do.
John Wright was a great theater person. He could play any role. He was very helpful in all the musicals or dramas and a lot of other things, and very instrumental in keeping the arts going in Tullahoma as well as Manchester.
Manchester as well, yes.
Because he was from Manchester, and he did a lot of things. Anyway, we will certainly miss him.
Yeah, he was the music director or in charge of music at First Christian Church. He was on staff there for quite a few years when Fran was secretary over there. And, you know, we had a lot of dealings with John, and John was a good guy and an open guy, and just, he was full of life.
Full of life,
and
a thinker.
Full of talent.
Right.
And his family is. His daughters are both very talented.
I know. He'll be
and so, yeah, he'll be
missed.
greatly missed. So with that said, we'll be back with more right after this commercial break.
I want to invite y'all to come by Clayton's, downtown Tullahoma. We try to serve the community, the area, and we try to help people with their feet and comfortable shoes. We still measure feet. We have a great new arch mat. We have insoles. Please come see us at Clayton's and let me help you find some comfortable shoes for those achy feet.
We're gonna fit your style. We're gonna make you smile. Service and quality at Clayton's Shoe Store. We're gonna fit your style.
My husband was diagnosed with a spinal infection. He lost his ability to swallow and the movement of his legs.
I couldn't turn over in bed, I couldn't walk, I couldn't eat.
They were just wonderful in the treatment and care they gave my husband.
I regained my mobility where I was able to go home.
It is miraculous.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
STEM is everywhere, like here, behind the scenes of The Walking Dead.
When we break down clothes, we tumble it with disodium phosphate, rock salt, and dish detergent.
We stitched together images of our model and created a 3D set that can be walked through in a VR headset.
We're able to turn 12 walkers into 1,000 walker horde.
STEM can create new worlds on and off the screen. What will you make with STEM? Get inspired at shecanstem.com.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Talking history about this and that. It's conversations with John and Pat. With John and Pat. With John and Pat.
Hello everyone, I'm John Rickman.
And this is Pat Welch and John. We're here for segment 77.
Great.
The conversation with John and Pat.
Great. Pete Seeger originally sang this song. Peter, Paul, and Mary had it out. And this sort of goes along with the segment because there were protest songs and such as that back in the 60s. And we're going to be talking about the
It's
Vietnam
pretty
a little
well
bit.
recognized as the #1 folk song.
If I had a hammer.
Pete Seeger.
Pete Seeger?
Yeah.
I don't know much about him, to tell you the truth. I heard this first from Peter, Paul, and Mary. Didn't realize he originally had it out. And I don't know much about Pete Seeger, but I know he's authentic.
Yeah.
You know,
if you YouTube some of those Kingston Trio
you can.
and Peter, Paul, and Mary, those they're almost inevitably at some point those kind of musicians or artists mention him.
This is quick chord.
You can do it, John.
Chord formation. If I had a hammer, I'd hammer in the morning, I'd hammer in the evening, all over this land. I'd hammer at danger, I'd hammer out a warning, I'd hammer out love between my brothers and my sisters, all over this land. If I had a bell, I'd ring it in the morning, I'd ring it in the evening, all over this land. I'd ring out danger, I'd ring out a warning, I'd ring out the love between my brothers and my sisters, all over this land. Ooh. If I had a song, I'd sing it in the morning, I'd sing it in the evening, all over this land. It's a song of danger, it's a song of freedom, it's a song about love between my brothers and my sisters, all over this land. I've got a hammer and I've got a bell, I've got a song to sing all over this world. It's a song of justice, it's a song of freedom, it's a song about love between my brothers and my sisters, all over this land. Ooh. It's a song of justice, it's a bell of freedom, it's a song about love between my brothers and my sisters, all over this land. Woo! Poorly done, but I got through it.
That was good, John.
There's a lot of words, and they come at you fast, Pat.
And with meaning.
Yeah, good song.
Meaning.
Good song. We're going to talk about the Vietnam Draft Lottery. This occurred, I'll get to that year in just a minute, but many lives back in the 60s were put on hold because of uncertainty about the future. And marriage had to be stopped or not planned. Schooling, long-term employment, all unknown for men of draft age back at that time. On December 1st, 1969, the United States held its first draft lottery, which gave young men a random number corresponding to their birthdays. Men with lower numbers were called first and told to report to induction centers where they could be ordered into active duty and possibly sent to the Vietnam War. This was something that was done on TV, and my brother said he remembers sitting in the dorm room and in a area where all the students met, and they would watch the TV, and when a number was...
Our friend Joe Lester said that he was at UT at the time and really active in his fraternity. He said the fraternity houses it'd be solemn night. They'd be there with the TV on, and some of them, he said, when if their number was drawn real early, they'd just get up and leave, just despondent, and it was a tough
my brother
time.
Had told me the same thing. I was married when this occurred, so it was it didn't affect me so much. The first number drawn was September 14th. This means men born in the year of 1944 to 1950, with a birth date of September 14, received first priority for call to duty. The draft lottery...
What year was that, the first time?
69. December 1st, 1969. It was a method of selection that made choosing appear more fair, because there had been outcries of maybe it not being fair. The Vietnam conflict and war was not popular for much of America. There were many protests and demonstrations throughout the country. The draft lottery was held at Selective Service National Headquarters in Washington. 366 blue plastic capsules, each containing one date of the calendar year, including a leap year date. The capsules were drawn out and opened one by one and assigned sequentially to rising numbers. The last date drawn was June 8th, so that person probably felt pretty good about their...
Well, about number 300, people started feeling relieved.
I think I read it never really got above 168, but I might be wrong on that. But the highest draft number called for induction from 1969 lottery was, there it is, 195. So those selected 196 through 366 did not get called at all. I knew I'd read that somewhere. There were lotteries in 1970 for men born in 1951. In 71, there was a drawing for men born in the year of 1952. And in 1972, there was a drawing for men that were born in 1953. But those that were born in 53 were not drafted due to the abolition of the draft.
The numbers were pulled.
Yes.
They just didn't. They ended up not drafting them. So what birth year was it? It was the first not to be drawn.
Not to be drawn, that would have been 1954, I suppose.
And I was born in February 4th of 54. And I have had a really hard time with the whole deal ever since. Because, I had friends who are a little bit older, and we got friends a little bit older than me now that served. And what if I'd been born 6 weeks earlier?
Yeah.
I'd been in that, and I can't go to a Vietnam movie without being guilt-ridden.
I think we are happy there is a volunteer service now without having to do this. Right. Of course, our weaponry is much more sophisticated than it was back then. Pat, you were born and on your date. I won't give it out because somebody might look up your Social Security number and get all your money.
Yeah, you always want a return on your time and investments. So there wouldn't be a lot of return on that.
But you would have been 210. My number.
If I'd been drawn in 53.
Yeah, and it's 69.
Yeah.
But you know, it didn't affect you at that
Right.
time. My number was 305. If my date corresponded with that. Chris, my son, 77. Mark, my other son, 22. The lower the number, the more concerned a parent would become also, because parents didn't want their child to be injured or killed out there.
John, can you remember registering?
Yes. I went to be examined, and I was turned down. We met somewhere in Nashville, and everybody undressed. I mean, it was a humbling experience standing there with about 150. I don't know how many people there were.
Did you register at Lewisburg? Where was the closest
We registered
federal?
in Lewisburg because that's where each county had a selective service representative.
See, I had a card, and I had to go to Winchester. There's a federal building there in Winchester, just off the square, and I went there to register. I never will forget that.
Yeah.
You know, one of the identifications they wanted was scars. They went all over me, and I had a cut on my left fore.
So they detected that.
And that was on the card.
But, you know, you have to have so much respect for those people who served in Vietnam or served in the military in any way. But those men that served in Vietnam...
And they served at a time when they came home. They were treated with disgrace. It was just an awful time.
The withdrawal of American troops in Vietnam with the Paris Peace Accords was January 27, 1973. And the Vietnam War ended fully April 30th, 1975. Casualties from the Vietnam War, over 58,000. Wounded,
we talked about
153,000, and almost 2,000 missing in action. The Vietnamese Army and Viet Cong had over 1 million killed in action. It is estimated that between 2 and 4 million of Vietnamese civilians were killed during the conflict. Now, I had a picture of my friend Phil Jones to show, but there were some others that we didn't get, so we only had Phil's. I'm not going to show his just by himself. He's a good fella, and I don't want to have him stand out that way. But you also said Mike Green served in Vietnam.
I believe he was in the Navy and was a medic.
Mallon Hill, my friend, was in the Navy, and there are just so many that we won't be able to mention them all. There were 2 fellows from Chapel Hill who passed away in action, Johnny Sherfield and a Carl Gilbert, and I'm sure there were many from here that they gave their lives in Coffee County. So we just take our hats off to those folks that served in Vietnam, and in fact in any part of the military.
And I'm so glad now that our country is a little bit more appreciative of those people's service, and they don't have to hide that fact. I had my mother's brother served in the Marines, and 2 tours of helicopter duty, which is not good. The survival chances are not really good on 1 trip, and he ended up making 2. I had a cousin on my father's side that was in the Tet Offensive and was wounded in that, and it was just a really, really tough time. The cousin that was wounded, his father, I mean, he was just almost in agony the whole time he was there, just so fearful that he was going to get the bad news. It was a really tough time, and one that's hard on me. What about me allowed me to escape that by 6 weeks or 8 weeks?
You know,
there's
some feelings of guilt because you didn't go.
Yeah.
I had friends to go, and then me not being turned down for, something wrong with me that didn't. It still makes you feel a little guilty.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. That wraps up segment 77, but we hope we can come back because we have got the stories. Thank you all.
talking history about this and that. It's conversations with John and Pat, with John and Pat, with John and Pat.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
For many senior citizens, life looks like this, but it doesn't have to. When you make your home at Parkview Senior Living, life after retirement takes on a whole new meaning. Daily exercise options, fun outings, happy hour, game nights, movies and popcorn, arts and crafts, enjoying friends over chef-prepared meals. Parkview Senior Living, where you're always home, but you're never home alone.
He's a little bit of you, he's a little bit of me. He's the trash along the roadside of Tennessee. He's the garbage that we find. He's the dream we left behind. Lord, there ain't no lower class than Tennessee trash. Tennessee trash. Lord, there ain't no lower class than Tennessee trash.
We have met the enemy, and he is us.
Is this the year you want to get fit? If so, check out just some of the things Tullahoma Parks and Rec has to offer. Kickboxing, aerobics, silver sneakers workouts, swim lessons, boot camp, water aerobics, basketball, Zumba, yoga, pickleball, lap swimming, treadmill, karate. Get fit, Tullahoma, and have some fun with Tullahoma Parks and Rec.
I was skeptical about getting the COVID-19 vaccine. There are a lot of opinions being shared. But I had the chance to talk with my doctor about my concerns. He told me the vaccines are backed by decades of research, and that the vaccines are proven safe and effective. Now I'm protected and ready to put this pandemic behind us. Join the millions of Tennesseans who have decided to give COVID-19 vaccines a shot. Visit covid19.tn.gov to find an appointment today.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
All right, folks, we're back, and there's a cat that comes in from time to time around here that, to me, is a little bit spooky. And the reason why is he is so much smarter than I am. Sometimes I have a hard time tracking him. It's not that he's scary; he's just scary smart. And we're just glad to have you in here, Chuck.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
He is the pie guy. Is how we first met Chuck, because he can do pie to as far as pie to the sky.
Basically, yeah. I could do every other one. I could memorize by memory a deck of cards that thick. If you plant ones and zeros all through this house, I can tell you where ones and zeros, thousands of them.
Yeah.
In my mind.
Right.
And plus, I found out I could do a Tetris. Like the Tetris game.
Yeah.
If somebody plays it, I can memorize it and then reduplicate it. something else I found I could do.
Wow.
It's always something.
Okay,
Yeah.
but what you're here about today is the fact that of the shootings we have in schools,
Yes.
and you due to some family members are close to the thing that took place in Brentwood.
Yes, yeah, in Nashville.
In the Nashville area up there, and this man right here, if he says he has some ideas that are usable to change the outcome of these things, we just wanted to have him on and have a little short thing about what can we do, Chuck?
Okay, well, first of all, my first step of actually getting accomplished, this was in the Mother's Day, 14th of May, 2023, Sunday Tullahoma News. I will show this real quick. This is my letter to the editor, right here, there's my name. And my wife, highly, highly intelligent, she works at the library, and she actually had to rewrite it for me, because I tried 4 or 5 times to get it through. But anyway,
my wife does that for me too.
I understand. I'm glad somebody else is on in the loop. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what this is, in the Las Vegas shootings, I had a nephew, Brandon Wren Hall, and he was on the stage a little bit before the shooting actually started. So after everything cleared up and everything, and I talked to him at my daughter's house in Brentwood, I started studying, researching what could have been done, what could have been prevented, what could a protocol been, and so forth. One thing that I noticed was the lack of time. They don't do anything until they neutralize the attacker.
Right.
And then they rescue people, then they put medical aid. So that's one thing I'm addressing here also. But my thing is to make schools safer, and also big areas when something happens, is with what's called AI, artificial intelligence. You hear it everywhere now. I've studied it for years, so it's ancient history to me. But artificial intelligence, autonomous drones, where they're already preset, they're not controlled by humans. They know what to do because they know where they're at, they know what's got to be done, and they know the condition, the parameters.
Right.
And then the next is advanced robots. Think Boston Dynamics. They were from, started with MIT up in Massachusetts, the elite MIT, and 1992, and it's just phenomenal what they've accomplished. High resolution optics, high technology sensors, and the number one thing that's in my ring that I'm really heavy on is what's called an AI scenario generator. A scenario generator. And what that does, that thinks like a chess player thinks 3 or 7 steps ahead. Well, you always hear me, I think 22 steps ahead. And this is what this does. It thinks ahead all of the different possibilities that could happen, the variables. Is there more than one attacker, or is this here, is this there, what is that? And it calculates as it's going through its pace, as it's activated. Once it's activated, it's already calculating. And so that is my biggest plus right there, is the scenario generator, and plus the autonomous drones. But with the autonomous drones, like with the attacker, they can detect, they can intercept, they can disrupt, and they can neutralize to different degrees the attacker or attackers. And in the meantime, the autonomous drones, there's drones that are actually ambulances now. A lot of people don't know it, they're autonomous, but they're actually ambulances. And they would go and they would tell the condition of different people, medically what they're in. So when everything is cleared, then they can go in and they can prioritize, this person needs to be sent, this person needs to be seen first, this person needs a Band-Aid, this person, and prioritize and minimize the damage, that's being done.
Right.
So also what we've got is, my second part of it that's the primary. The secondary part is a database, and then it's like what people can bring to the table that have actually experienced it. Well, I found this to be a bottleneck. I found this could have been prevented. I saw where this could have happened, but it didn't, but it needs to be noted. And we have like a large database which is which is listed in the article, as to where, okay, we go with this, we go with that, and everybody's so scattered out. You know, Sandy Hook, Texas, Uvada, Texas, Nashville, everybody's scattered out, and the times, but what happens is you put everything in, the critical checkpoints, what, can we do? Because what happens, they get lost in time, they get lost in distance. And once something else happens, people just don't focus on the type of what went on afterwards. Mm-hmm. And that's where the critical information, and what happens, those are fed to the drone, those are fed to this AI scenario generator, and it's like, okay, we're going to make an adjustment. We're going to do this, we're going to send in a swarm. I don't know, have you ever seen a swarm of robots? They can go in, one can go in and knock a hole, and the rest of them can go in and flood an area. And this has been going on for years. But anyway, they can go in, and so this is the way, different improvements can be are constantly being made. Constant. Right. And it's refining over and over and over. Now, some people mention the cost, what the cost is and so forth. And it's just like taking the first Kevlar armor, for policemen, law enforcement. The first one that came out was super, super expensive. There was just very few of them. Now everybody's got one. Everybody basically in police, police, law enforcement, and so forth, have got one. So with time, all this will come out, and the money will be reduced, and people will be able to have more of these. As myself, I have the whole thing planned to where when the attacker gets within 100 yards of the school premises, I have he's already detected. And that's through AI, artificial intelligence. I can see his patterns, where he's been driving. Does he go past the school a lot? Do they have kids? Does he go somewhere that's past the school that he has to go to his job or groceries or something? But why does that person keep going over and over to that same area that he or she has no business? The AI picks that up, and it's already stocked, And so anyway, the cost will come down, and this is this is a nationwide thing. This isn't just a one little thing. And what happens is certain people can take, the scenario generator outputs data will be available to everybody. So everybody can use it. With the bulletproof glass on the first floor windows and stuff like that, that's good. And in the backpacks you can see through, that's all good. But I'm taking it to a different level. I'm taking it to where this is a brilliant diamond has 58 sides to it, 58 facets. And I'm hitting a facet that nobody has seen before. And it's deep, and it'll take time, but I will predict in the future we will be a lot safer. There is a thing of hope, which I call Kendall's hope, that in the future we're going to be safer with school shootings and mass shootings, because we can stop it. We can stop it before it even starts, and if it starts, we can minimize it and stop it earlier.
All right, my question was about cost, and what you're saying is futuristic.
Mm-hmm. It's futuristic.
It's science fiction, but we all know that science fiction is science future.
Everything I've talked about here, I've been researching, is
happening
available right
now.
As we sit in this chair.
But it's going to have to be through the federal government.
Yes, it'll have to be federal government.
It's not. You're not going to say, okay, Tullahoma City Schools is going to do that.
No.
The expense would be You couldn't do it.
No,
so
you
this is
can't
going to
do it.
have to be a national plan.
Yes.
And
yes, national plan.
And you know, that's how things start. And people with forward thinking, intelligent people like yourself, who have you've studied and researched, and you utilize your mind in a way that the average individual doesn't utilize their mind.
I've been
you
told
use
that.
parts of your mind that we leave dormant, most of us, and you know. Bless guys like and girls like you who come out and make the step to say, look, this might sound a little bit crazy to you, but it's not. It's already being studied. You know, we don't know what the government does.
Right.
It's like some of those science fiction movies. You know, you don't think they pay $350 for a hammer, do you? Something else is going on.
Yeah.
You know? Toilet seat's not $500.
Yeah.
But you know, and this is a start, and hopefully someday,
yes,
in the nearer future, this will be something that you'll see start growing or moving into action.
Exactly.
And thank you for stepping up, and thank you for writing your articles, and thank you for caring.
I care. If I could say one other thing, last thing right fast, is when something bad happens, people say thoughts and prayers.
Right.
And they're sincere. They want to do something, but they don't know what to do.
Don't know what to do.
Mine is, I prayed, and these are my thoughts.
Right.
This is it. This is what I call a master plan of the whole thing, not just one or two little things.
Right.
But it will be on a federal level.
Yeah, it'll have to be.
Because I'll be 65 in a couple weeks, and you know, I'm getting old, so it's hard for me to do anything. But it's like if somebody could get it started, you know, different things.
Yeah,
I plan on writing to Congress. I'm already a member of MDA, Mothers Demand Action.
Right.
So I'm taking steps, but they're baby steps, but they're progressing.
Well, we'll keep up with it.
I appreciate
Chuck,
that. Thank you,
thanks
sir.
for being
Thank
here,
you,
buddy.
Thank you for
always
having me.
a pleasure.
Thank you, sir.
Think about it, folks. Science fiction, science fact. We'll be back after these messages.
The Bookshelf in Tullahoma is the fundraising arm of the Coffee County Literacy Council. Since 1988, the Literacy Council's goal and purpose has been to support and promote adult basic education in Coffee County. We enable individuals to complete their high school equivalency exam, which helps them get better jobs or continue into higher education. The Bookshelf at 114 Southwest Atlantic Street in Tullahoma is where we sell used books, which are donated to us by the community. Come see us, bring your books to donate, and join us as you find every genre of books that you can imagine.
I had a knee replacement, so they've got me at Life Care, which I'm very, very thankful for. I couldn't garden, I couldn't do my flower beds, I can't chase my little dogs. I have been in several therapy sessions for knees and back, and that's the best therapist I believe I've ever been to. It's tremendous because I'm able to walk again, but if it wasn't for the care, I wouldn't be where I am.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Is this the year you want to get fit? If so, check out just some of the things Tullahoma Parks and Rec has to offer. Kickboxing, aerobics, silver sneakers workouts, swim lessons, boot camp, water aerobics, basketball, Zumba, yoga, pickleball, lap swimming, treadmill, karate. Get fit, Tullahoma, and have some fun with Tullahoma Parks and Rec.
Parkview Senior Living, active, independent senior living at its finest.
Do you love sports? Then you should know about STEM. Because maximizing nutrition, analyzing peak muscle performance, calculating the perfect shot, and more are all made possible by science, technology, engineering, and math. In fact, there are more careers than ever in sports science. So if you have a passion for sports, Then think about getting involved in STEM and improve everyone's game on and off the field. Get inspired at shecanstem.com.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back, and I'm here with my favorite girl. And if you think that's one of many, nah, it's the main one. My baby Fran, right here she is. And we're here to talk about the last two events that are involved in the Purple Olympics, right?
That's right, unless there's something that comes up that we don't know about.
Yeah. And so what's coming up first?
Okay. On Saturday, June 17th, we have our answer to Bonnaroo. No, we have Picking and Putting, which is an event we had last year. And this year, we're hoping and praying that we're going to have an outdoor event because it will just be a little more fun and a lot more space to have an outdoor event. But Picking and Putting has been put together by Alzheimer's Tennessee and our great host, Don Jones. Don is a local guitarist and friend. He loves folk music. He loves to practice guitar, and he loves to hear people getting together to play. And so he has invited us to his 3-hole golf course, which is behind Trinity Lutheran Church, which is located at 705 Wilson Avenue. So we're asking everyone in the community, other friends, to come over to Trinity Lutheran Church, the section, the A-frame, which was their first sanctuary, and we will have our event behind that area. And we're hoping that a lot of people are going to come out and bring their acoustic instruments.
Right.
Yes, we won't have electricity to plug in your instrument, but we will have a nice big area, outdoor area, for guitars, ukuleles, dulcimers, percussion, you name it. We want basses. We want y'all to come out and play. Don, who is a protege of Chet Atkins, loves the idea of a hootenanny, and I guess as we get older, we're finding fewer younger people who know what a hootenanny is.
Don't know that word, but you're going to find out that it's a good word to know.
Oh yeah, it is. It's a real good word, and the idea is that people come together and play music and have a good time. And we're going to start on Saturday, June 17th at 11 o'clock. And Don says he's going to stay and keep it going as long as there's anybody there who is willing to play. So here's a little flyer about it. I must brag on my husband.
Julia?
Yeah, here we go. This is a drawing by John Gray. Let's see if I can get it up there where you can see it. A little bit crooked. There we go. Yeah, John has combined a golf bag and a guitar. And do I see a bow there leaned up against that guitar?
That's a putter.
Oh, excuse me. Yes, it is a putter. Well, I guess if worse came to worse, you could always play your violin with your putter, couldn't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't play either one. But the idea is that Don has a 3-hole golf course in his backyard. That property belongs to the church, and he keeps it mowed off, and in return, he gets to play golf on it. So we're going to have some putting contests there.
Yes.
Now, you told me that was one of your weaker parts of your golf game years ago.
Yes.
The putting. Well, I suggest that you just start practicing right now for June 17th. You might get a hole-in-one.
You might. So what we'll do there is we will have a hole designated, and there will be tees in the green at different locations pushed down into the green where will be spots for you to putt from. And I ain't decided yet whether there'll be 6 or 8 different lengths and putting, and then we will probably you pay $1 to putt. It is a fundraiser. This is fun, but it's also a fundraiser. And then we'll keep score of who makes the most. And then at the end, we'll either split the money with them, or we'll have some food coupons or something for the winners to get. And so it's just something that anybody can do, from little to the big, and have fun, because there's going to be music basically all day, and there's a lot of shade there. There's a lot of nice, cool places to get, and we just want it to be sort of like a festival, where people show up and all of a sudden you hear music over in the corner over here, and you think, well, I'm going to take my guitar and go over there, or my banjo, or my fiddle, or whatever, or my singing voice, and go and just spend an afternoon. We're going to have some food trucks, I think.
We're going to do that. We are, and I know of the one that we have agreed with. They'll be there from 11 till 2, and then they have another engagement after that, so they'll have to leave. But if you want to bring a picnic lunch, this would be a great time to do it. Bring a picnic lunch, a blanket to put down on the ground, bring your lawn chairs so you can be comfortable. And
suntan lotion or block.
I'll leave that to each participant.
Well, yeah, sure.
Yes. But we won't have that. But yeah, bring your bug spray too,
right,
in case there are mosquitoes flying about. But we want you to come that Saturday, June 17th, beginning at 11. And as John said, there will be some prizes. We do ask for a $10 donation and no more than $25 for a family. So hope you can come and be with us on that day. Again, that's behind Trinity Lutheran Church, located at 705 Wilson Avenue. And this is not the only thing. We have a trivia night coming up. We have been doing trivia for several years now, haven't we? And it's good brain exercise.
Well,
Try to pull up that trivia information, and it's going to be at Daddy Billy's at 6 p.m. on June 22nd. This is what, honey?
This is our 5th year. We've had trivia every year.
Okay, good. All right, so we have this trivia night at Daddy Billy's, and they are very excited to have us back. And in fact, when I was speaking with Becca yesterday, she said that if it's really hot, she would prefer that people come inside so they can be more comfortable. So we plan to be outside in the garden, but there's a very good chance if it's hot, which it's getting to be here lately, we'll move inside.
Right.
But we'll take teams up to 6 players. You know, you can be a team of 1 if you want to, but we would encourage you to get some friends and family together and come over and have some fun trying to recall facts. Last year we were pretty heavy on Tullahoma facts. We're going to be a little more versatile this year with our questions.
Good. That's good.
And we have some great music that will be played during the event there. And y'all just plan to come and be with us. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to call us. You see the number there, 931-434-2348. Again, that's 434-2348. We would like to have a reservation or just the awareness that you're planning to come to trivia night, so we'll have plenty of room for everybody.
And
thanks, everybody. And don't forget, this is all about helping to make Alzheimer's a memory. So come and be with us. If you need other help, don't hesitate to call or come by our office at 309 North Jackson Street.
And that's $10, a $10 donation there. And then there will be cash prizes.
Yes, that's right.
And Daddy Billy's will have a meal deal like they usually have, I think, won't they, with a pizza or something like that and a drink?
No.
Okay.
Spinelli's has been part of it in the past.
Right.
And last year, I think only 2 people ordered, so they decided not to be part of it this year. It'll be strictly Daddy Billy's food.
Okay. So there'll be food available for you there. So just have fun, and it's Alzheimer's affects the brain, and one thing you can do to fight it off is use your brain.
That's right.
And trivia is a great way and a fun way to use your brain.
That's right.
Thank you for coming.
Well, thank you for letting
And
me.
this gal right here is on a mission all the time. She's headed somewhere else here in a minute, and she goes to several counties and helps to fight this dreaded disease that we all are hoping that we can make disappear.
That's right.
See you, baby.
Okay.
Be safe out there now.
Yeah, thank you.
When you see that smiling face, just wave, because she's on a good mission. We'll be back after these messages.
Smoking tobacco accounts for 3 of every 10 fire deaths in the United States.
Tullahoma Fire Department. Need you en route to a structure fire, 202 Main Street. Heavy smoke showing. Neighbors advise child trapped inside.
Lighters, matches, and associated smoking paraphernalia are the leading cause of preschooler fire deaths. We as firefighters know that most structure fires can be prevented.
I've got one! Command, this is primary search. We have a victim. Need EMS to meet us at the front door.
Please help us to give you a fighting chance. This can be prevented. Contact the Tullahoma Fire Department for a free home safety inspection.
What's a Tennessee vacation? It starts off like any road trip, and then, boom, adventure and thrills everywhere you look, which happens to be some of the most beautiful scenery in the country. Music here, history there, and all kinds of green in between. Come relax and unwind, or bring the crowd for some stargazing, or stargazing. Whatever you do, come hungry and expect an awesome soundtrack. It's all right here in Tennessee. We're playing your song. For a free vacation guide, visit tnvacation.com.
Come on. Yeah. Come on. Yeah. 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 Woo.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff. Like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size.
Yeah.
Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Thank you, John. Thank you, camera lady. Her husband's not here with us today. Hope she's having a good trip wherever she is. And thank you, Mark and Clay, for sponsoring this Millennium Moment. You're a great company and do good work, and we're grateful that you share that with the public and with us. Today, I'd like to share something that's dear to everyone's heart, and that is a kind of a wrap-up on Memorial Day. You know, we had so many wonderful friends and families that took part in World War II and Korea and Vietnam, and the war years, 1941 to 1946, when the big Camp Forest was here that trained so many wonderful soldiers. We thought they were old men, but the truth of the matter was they were just a year or two older than we were. They were right out of high school, and they were great people. And I thought I'd share with you a moment today about the USOs and the servicemen's clubs here in Tullahoma. And way down on South Jackson Street on the site of the Tullahoma Utilities building was a USO building. On the corner of Carroll and South Jackson Street, where the city school administration building is today, was the Catholic USO. And the Traveler's Aid and the Jewish USO was on the in a building, the old Norman Davis home, where it's now the McCord and Henry law offices at the corner of Moore and North Jackson Street. The American Legion bought the USO on South Jackson Street when it became available and surplus in 1946, and moved the Camp Force Library into there, and it was used for a lot of clubs, for functions and meetings and dances and that sort of thing. 1949 it burned to the ground, and then the American Legion met at the old Traveler's Aid Jewish Community Center that was the brick building that had been the Norman Davis home. Later the Legion, of course, built on North Jackson Street, and in the meantime, one of the USO buildings still stands here in Tullahoma, and it's in this 200 block of West Grundy Street, right behind the Tullahoma Municipal Building. It was the Protestant USO building. It's still standing there. It became surplus and is now being used by a church. But it was a scene of a whole lot of activities, and the picture that I hold now is the first contingent of World War II veterans that had gotten their points and had come home, and this was in November of 1945, and the veterans of World War I were hosting with the American Legion a dinner for them on November the 11th at the USO building on West Grundy Street. And such notable people that are still with us, many of them have gone to their great reward, but such notables, as you can see on the front row kneeling in the white shirt, is our dear friend Keithley Wright, and such people as old Joe Buck Camel, that's not with us anymore, but Barney Welch and Guy Gowan and Howard Peck and Earl Glover, those fine people that have served in the Navy or an Army or a branch of the military service. They got their points and had come home to their families and their friends and had gathered for a November 11th, used to be called Armistice Day, but now I think Congress, I don't know what year, which wouldn't make any difference, but combine all of the Veterans Day, Armistice Day celebration in what is now called Veterans Day on November the 11th. There used to be parades, and I know the school children would get out and march to town, and there would be a band there and speaking in Davidson Park. Sad to say, that time is gone, because even this past weekend for Memorial Day, many people let it go by without even thinking about it. Thank goodness many of the veterans did have the forethought and the sacrifice to go out and place flags on our departed veterans at the cemeteries here. Some 2,000 were placed at the graves, and they made that great sacrifice for us and for freedom. For that we're really grateful. Now, upcoming in next 2 or 3 weeks, I believe June the 14th, 2 weeks from today, will be Flag Day. And I would like to remind all of our citizens to think about Flag Day, the meaning of it, and we're going to show some things that I think will be interesting to you, one of which is the flag that flew over the post headquarters at Camp Forest. So that and other things we'll be looking forward to, because this is not the end of the story. There's a lot more to come. Thank you, and have a great day.
My name is Ringo, here at Barkview Senior Living. They're human-friendly. That's why I love it here, and so does my senior human. When they want a bite, they get chef-prepared meals, and so do I. Movies in the theater, day trips, walks on the trail, and other senior humans to play with. The grass and the grounds are exquisite. It's everything my human needs to be healthy and active. Barkview. A Parkview Senior Living. For your dog's best friend, you.
Every day, thousands of kids start vaping. And I can't let this happen to my kid. Of course, it's awkward to talk to your kids about the dangers of vaping. Hey, bestie, how sketches, me? It's hard to get their attention. Ready? Go. Yes. Look at that. You didn't turn yours over. So if you want to talk to your kids about the dangers of vaping, you got to get it trending.
No, you're doing it wrong. Let's go.
Can we talk?
Yeah, what's up?
Visit talkaboutvaping.org for tips on when and how to have the vape talk.
We teach Parkinson's patients how to move big and not let the Parkinson's slow them down. I've had patients I've treated in-house that could not even stand up, could not roll over in the bed, left the facility walking with a walker, have come back to us in outpatient and continued their big program and are now completely, handling life. The success of the program is just phenomenal.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Okay. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Welcome back. I'm here today with Jackie Duncan, and he has so much in his head that I can't begin to tell you what we're going to talk about. How are you doing, Jackie?
I am doing great. How about you?
I'm fine. Here we are.
I did it better. I couldn't stand it.
I know.
There's a friend of mine at work used to say that all the time.
My husband used to say that, yeah.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Good line.
Yeah.
So what do we got on our mind?
Well, this past week, last time I was here, talked about Tommy Gwynn's birthday coming up. 104.
Is that not amazing?
Oh, it's a blessing, and he's like an ever-ready bunny. Just keep
ready to go. Yeah.
Keeps going.
Can we show his picture?
Yeah,
I hope they can see it. It's we may need somebody to come in and pull up the camera in close on it, but I love who's with him in that picture?
That's me.
That's you, okay.
Oh, yeah, that's me.
I was thinking it was somebody else, and but that's a great picture.
He inspires me so much. When I get around him, I know if I know it's a special occasion like this birthday or like Memorial Day. He didn't get to make the Memorial Day
this time.
This time over at the Veterans Park, but he was there last year, and
I know. I remember.
But when I see him out, usually he's got his flag shirt on, so I usually wear mine to compliment him and my flag cap. So, and that's a blessing. So just to be around him, be associated with him, be that close to him, because he's just a good friend and has been for over 50 years. And he and I go back. I told this story many times. He and I go back a long way, a lot longer than I realized.
Yeah.
Because I heard the story back a few years ago, and. It kind of put him in the same place that I was over 70 years ago.
Over 70 years.
Over 70 years ago. And anyway,
so y'all were babies together.
No, he was a grown man and I was a baby.
I know.
But my mother was birthing me. She was having me at Camp Forest, and he was at Camp Forest that same month. Yeah, this was in November '45. He was at that same at Camp Forest getting dental work done that same month. So I don't know. He might have been across the hall from me.
Somehow worked into your life forever.
He worked into my life forever. So
and that's wonderful.
It's been a blessing, but I didn't realize who he was. Didn't know him until it's 50 years ago, or a little bit more than that maybe. But my mother found him one day at her favorite place. I think it's his favorite place too. Now it's my favorite place at Kroger.
At Kroger's, yeah.
And he was shopping. I'm sure it was Kroger, Red Foods even then when Red Food was here. But he was there, and I say he was there. I'm kind of speculating a little bit, but she saw him out somewhere. And that shopping, I know, because my mother shopped.
She loved to shop.
She loved to shop. Grocery stores about every day, or 2 or 3 times a week. And of course, I kind of got that gene from her. So anyway, and I think Mr. Gwynn got it too, because even at 102,
he was out shopping.
He'd drive down there. He didn't quit driving until he was 102.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So anyway, but he's just a blessing, and he's a national blessing, and a world blessing, should I say.
Yes, he is.
And people
Absolutely.
just don't realize, the importance of things that he did during the war and all the medals that he has and everything. But he's just a blessing. So
I wonder if he was in Normandy.
He was.
And I don't know the whole history of all he did.
Of the wars, and that was front line. I had another friend that was actually in Normandy on the front lines at the same time during that war. And during World War II, and this was William Bryant. Used to live right here in town over on Weaver Street. Then he went to the high rise up here, the Otter Manor. Went to there, and I was his right hand man, and so I took care of him, whatever he needed. My sister did, Linda did for a long time, then I did, and Linda kind of eased me into the picture. So whatever he needs, grocery stores, or when he got where he couldn't drive comfortably, I'd take grocery store, VA hospital, wherever he needed to go. But I've heard a few good stories.
I'll bet.
In fact, one of the stories is how Mr. Gwynn was battlefield commissioned. Mr. Bryant also was battlefield commissioned. I say commissioned. I don't know. I don't think so.
Well,
I know he got a battlefield promotion. I don't know whether he was a commission or not. But when they invaded Normandy, he was part of that bunch that invaded Normandy, and they said when they got off the boat and was going to shore, said his platoon leader got his head blown off. Sure did, and he was appointed. He was moved up right then in rank. So.
And that's the way it works. My brother-in-law was severely wounded in Normandy, and it was like 2 to 3 years before he could leave a hospital. But he lived, and his whole face had been blown off almost. We need to never forget these things.
We never forget them. We'll never forget them. No, I agree. And so I'm the same way. I think that we need to talk about them every chance we get, because there were a lot of good people that gave it all, and some gave as much as they could. As much as they had it. Let's put it like this: they offered it, and whether they had to pay the total price of giving their life, it was
they are to be honored in the same way. They were willing to fall.
They were willing. That's right. And so anyway, and another old friend that, let's see, that was Mr. Gwynn. They had a nice party for him. His church, a lot of his church members were there, and they had a great party for him. So, and that was just one of the pictures, and I was blessed to be a part of his life.
I would think,
and
absolutely.
I just feel that way, and that's the way it is. And this is another gentleman that I had crossed paths with at one time, and during my little
Santa Claus.
Yeah, this is Santa Claus. I said, when I get to heaven, I'll tell God. I said, well, I knew Jesus. So I knew him down here, and I said I knew
Mr.
Santa Claus. And I knew the Lone Ranger.
There you go.
And that's Mr. Gwynn calls himself the Lone Ranger. And I did write another poem about him for his birthday.
Oh, good. Let's hear it.
Yeah, it says the Lone Ranger. It says Hollywood has Superman, Spider-Man, Batman, and Robin, who they send for when there's in times of danger. But Tullahoma has the real deal. Tommy Gwynn, a.k.a. the Lone Ranger.
I love that.
Just happy birthday to him. And I framed this, and it was a better version of this. And I framed it and gave it to him. And of course, he loves, he appreciates it.
I know he did.
Everything. Yeah, he does.
And the gentleman that played Santa Claus came here from the hurricanes in Florida.
Hurricane Katrina.
Right, Katrina, I can remember the name. He appeared on our show very soon after that.
Well, he was a good friend. I met him at Autumn Manor. I used to go up to Autumn Manor to take care of Mr. Bryant.
Yeah.
Who was, like I said, he was a hero too during World War II, and fought on the front lines in Normandy and told some good stories. And so anyway, maybe I'll write something about that one day, maybe, hopefully.
There are many heroes.
Yeah, there's so many.
And I think it's important to say they didn't have to die to be a hero. You know, they were willing to go.
That's right.
They were
and a lot of them, when they got back, they didn't want to talk about it.
No.
And of course, a lot of stuff he didn't want to talk about, but we talked a lot.
Good.
We talked quite a bit about that, and he.
I think it is.
A lot of things I didn't know. That's for sure.
There's so many deep scars from war that maybe they only want to talk to people that have actually understand and take the time.
Well, it takes time sometimes just to heal, and I think a lot of them have seen so much, and it just takes time to heal, and sometimes
they don't. Sometimes they never heal, and suicide comes about, and
oh God,
I think it's important for people to listen and try to get people to tell their story.
Oh, I agree.
I think that's important.
I agree, but I've been blessed to know quite a few old soldiers, and I just marvel at. I give them all my attention, and because some of them, now Mr. Quinn, he loves to talk to you about some things, you know, and he'll show you.
And people tell me I had a great memory.
Well, you know, and I don't know. Sometimes I can't grasp it all. I guess I can't understand it, but he's very cognizant of what's going on around him and the things that I'm sure he gets in a thoughtful mood. He'll be sitting around just thinking, you know, and you wonder what I said. I wonder if he remembers every aspect. Well, he don't remember every aspect of the war. But there's just so much that he has gone. He endured. I know the records say that when he was in Korea, he was captured twice, and he escaped both times.
Prison camp.
Yeah.
Do you know where he actually was in prison?
I don't, but they wrote a book about him. The Koreans wrote a book about him, and anyway, I'm sure it's in there somewhere.
It's an amazing.
I can't read the language.
Amazing story.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's got a lot of amazing stories. Oh, he's just a blessing.
And just to be honored.
He's a blessing. He needs to be. We honor him. I try to honor him every chance I get.
I appreciate. Oh, they're turning us off, aren't they? Well, Jackie, we're going to have to go. We'll have to talk some more later. We'll be back.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
For many senior citizens, life looks like this, but it doesn't have to. When you make your home at Parkview Senior Living, life after retirement takes on a whole new meaning. Daily exercise options, fun outings, happy hour, game nights, movies and popcorn, arts and crafts, enjoying friends over chef-prepared meals. Parkview Senior Living, where you're always home, but you're never home alone.
Okay, here we go.
3, 2.
3, 2, 1.
COVID-19 has been a really long and difficult fight.
So when we start talking about COVID, I completely get it. It's frustrating.
We've all been impacted one way or another.
The fight against COVID is also changing really quickly.
And it's sometimes really hard to keep up.
So here are a few things we know.
We are not fighting the same virus from 2020.
Right now, new variants are a lot more contagious and need to be taken seriously.
Getting vaccinated and staying boosted is the best way to keep you protected from COVID-19 and help you stay out of the hospital.
Even if you got COVID before, it's important that you go get your COVID booster.
COVID vaccines are safe.
Much safer than getting COVID-19.
We all want this to end sooner than later.
So go ahead and do things.
Go out and live your life, but get vaccinated. Stay boosted.
We can all do our part.
And get back to living. You can go to getvaccineanswers.org for more information.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network. All right, we're back. We got a minute. Out of the Loku book, number 45. I trudge up the peak alone. I feel the spirits of, as I trudge up the peak alone, I feel the spirits of fallen comrades at my back, guiding me with past lessons and deeds forever sketched in my memory.
Very nice, very appropriate.
And then on the opposite side, you have, after years of ups and downs, you are still around. Or when you fall and you don't go boom, it's because you're in a padded room. Connected or not, they both mean you're committed. Amen. And here we go. A top hat with a tag. That's Minnie Pearl. Hey, look, there's Hank, Dolly, and Merle. Tractors, trucks, a train, all with neon lights. The lonesome sound of a whippoorwill means it's time to go to the country show.
Oh, okay.
Make your plans. South Jackson Goes Country in August. Have fun and be safe between now and then. And we'll see you next time. Okay?
Thanks for coming.
All right.
Sounds good.
Bye-bye.